Welcome to Market Recap Live. I am your host, Joseph Martin. I have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We're taking a look at ticker TGT. You might know them better as Target or Target. We're also going to look at the SPY ETF that tracks the S&P 500 performance and their biggest winner and loser of the day. We are streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put an FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. YT for YouTube and FB for Facebook. We are building a community over here for people looking to become empowered and take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. We're streaming on Monday through Friday, following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are from 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, let's get to it. Let's go to here. Let's go here. All right, we're pulling up the chart. We're going to go to this Market Watch tab. No, we're going to go to Analyze. Let's just type it in, TGT. And we're going to go to their website, company profile, bring it over. Blow it up. Can you see me on the screen? Yes, you can. So you can see me. I can see what's going on. Let me see if I can. Let's blow them up a little bit. That's better. The website looked kind of small. So let's try it like this. All right. Target Corporation, ticker symbol TGT, the $55 billion retail company, reported its fourth quarter 2025 and full year 2025 earnings today. TGT listed in the distribution and merchandise retail industry inside the consumer staples sector. That's where it's listed. Target Corporation earnings report was a beat on the bottom line, Target Corporation earnings report was a beat on the bottom line, slightly missing on the top, but delivered a positive guidance for expecting growth in sales and EPS for their future outlook. They reported revenue of $30.45 billion, which was slightly below the market expectations of $30.5 billion. Their earnings were significantly higher than the analyst and market expectations of $2.16 when they reported an adjusted earnings per share of $2.44. Target Corporation reported a GAAP net income of $1.05 billion, which is approximately 5.2% lower than the $1.1 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year. So for the fourth fiscal quarter of 2024, their net profit was nearly 5.45% higher than it is compared to now a year later. Target had a 52-week low of $83.44 on November 11, 2025, and today the stock reached the daily high of $122.43, which is a percentage gain of 46.7% over a span of 15 weeks, a little over 3 months. So if someone invested $1,000 at that low in November of 2025, there was an opportunity to profit $467. Today's earnings were released before the market opened at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by an 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time financial community meeting and conference call. Target also announced they will be opening their 2,000th store this month. All right, I did not blow this back up the way I wanted to, but let's go on. Let's go on. Now let's look at a couple of things on their website. So let me go ahead and blow this back up how I wanted it. That's how I actually wanted it, but we good. We got it. All right, we are looking at what they have going on. Target is just, they gonna be selling everything. This website is going to be a whole bunch of merchandise, unlike what we are used to with the other sites that we look at. But we are going to scroll down. I'm trying to go slow so you can peek at some of the stuff. This is all advertising type stuff. We are looking for this right here, about us. So we got about Target right here. And then in the same list, we see the investors information. So let's go to about Target. All right. About. We're here to help all families discover the joy of everyday life. Explore the about Target section. So we're just going to briefly read over these different sections. We're not going to go into all of them. We're just going to look at these figures and read a little bit about it. So leadership and team. Target's world-class leaders guide our teams with expertise from their broad range of backgrounds and experiences. Purpose and history. Who we are today is rooted in our company history and the vision of our founders. Our locations. Learn more about the nearly 2,000 stores we operate, plus our supply chain facilities and headquarters locations. Products and services. From our exclusive only at Target products to the national brands our guests expect, you can shop Target in stores, online, or delivered to your home. Contact and help. All right. Fast facts about Target. So 107 billion in net sales in 2024. 5% of our profits go back into communities, and 45 plus own brands unique to Target. Who we are. Target is a general merchandise retailer with stores in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Our locations at a glance: almost 2,000 stores in the US, 66 supply chain facilities, 20 plus sourcing offices globally, over 400,000 team members employed, and 75% of the US population lives within 10 miles of a store. Work somewhere you love. All right, so we can actually go right here to the investors information. Can we click this? Learn more about investing in Target. Yes. You're looking for ways to improve Target's corporate resident. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so we went right to the investing information from that about Target page, but it's also available at the bottom of the page where I pointed to earlier. So we can see right here on their website that you can a little bit about the stock that you can invest in. So investing in our growth, stock quote, New York Stock Exchange, ticker symbol TGT, Target, and their stock price was $120.80, I believe, at the close today, but it's saying delayed data at least by 15 minutes. So they went up by $7.63 today. And this is some more information that you can look at as an investor. All right, so we went over Target pretty good. Let's go back here. Let me take this off the screen. All right. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and links for the Cash App and PayPal are down in the description. And I just put them in the ticker on the screen, and they go a long way to help support the channel. I also want to get the community involved to let the other people know, where you are in your investing journey. If you want to start investing in the stock market, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 if you've already started investing, and put a 3 if you want to learn and get a better understanding about the stock market and investing. Again, put a 1 in the chat if you want to get started, put a 2 if you've already started, and put a 3 if you're looking to learn more about the market to understand it better. Let's get back to it. So I want to talk to you guys about the screen again. I have to tell you guys about this screen. Let me take this off. And I want to talk about this chart, because a lot of people try to trade from their phone. And I want to give you this disclaimer about this. All right. So computers and big screens. Professionals trade and manage their accounts from a computer, not from their phones. There's way too much information to jam onto a phone screen, and that's not the only thing that's limited on a mobile trading app. The features offered on a full trading platform are significantly greater than what they give you access to on mobile apps. As we dive deeper into this, I just want you to know before you get too comfortable using your phone, it might not be the best effective way for you to be able to trade and manage assets because it's limited. So there you go. So if you really want to follow along, I recommend that you watch this on a computer monitor or a TV screen and only use your phone as a last resort. Okay. So let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today. So since we already on it, we are looking at target. We go up here to the symbol box and we put in SPX. So right here, next to the symbol box, we can see it says S&P 500 index. And again, I've shared with you guys, you cannot invest directly into an index. And I'll show you that again real quick. Right click on the screen. And you see that buy and sell is not highlighted. The S&P 500 index is just a calculation. It tells you about what's going on with a group of specific things. This is going to be the top 500 companies that's available publicly in the United States. That's what the S&P 500 index is. So we're looking at their performance grouped together on this candlestick chart. But we're going to pull up the ETF. So that's SPY. And when we look next to it, it says State Street Spider or SPDR, S&P 500 ETF Trust. Now, this mimics the performance of the S&P 500 index. So this is how you can participate. And right click on this. This is how you can actually buy and sell. And this has a more manageable number. So it says $697.84. That was the high. And this chart is a 1-year chart. So over the last year, that was the high. But I'm going to go pull up the data box. Floating apply. So we can mouse over what happened today. And we can read it right here in the box. So the SPY opened at $675.06 today. They had a high of $682.61. They had a low of $669.66, and they closed today at $680.33. They had a trading range between the high and the low of $12.95. And if we look down at the bottom, they had a trading volume of 105 million shares today with the SPY ETF. All right, so we looked at that. Check the chat. The chat is good. Let's move on. All right, now let's look at today's winners and losers. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end on an up note tonight. I told you I don't like looking at the winners first and then end the night on the losers. So we're going to start with the losers. So let's go over here to Market Watch, and then we're already on the quotes. So we need to pull up the S&P 500 index in this watch list. So we're going to click here, go down to public, S&P 500. There we go. And then now you need to pull up the columns, market recap, and then we need to link this. And I already explained that in a different video why, but I'll show you when we get to the other page. So here is the loser for today. So it is SanDisk Corporation. We click on it, ticker symbol SNDK. All right. And they lost 8.67% today. So let me pull up the calculator and we're going to do our math. So if you or someone invested $1,000 in SanDisk yesterday, you would have lost 0.0867% of that $1,000. So you would have lost $86.70. So we negate it, we add the 1,000 and it'll deduct that from the 1,000. So you would have been left with $913.30 of your investment. If you had invested in them yesterday, or someone invested in them yesterday at this closing price compared to today's closing price. So yesterday they closed at $619.08. And today they closed at $565.41. So let's go and look at some details about the company. So we go to analyze. And because we linked it, that number 2 that I was showing you on the other screen, on the other screen, that's why we have this 2 right here. So it was able to link and pull SanDisk up. So SanDisk, ticker symbol SNDK, is in the information technology sector. And the company profile section right here, SanDisk Corporation is the name of the company. Here's their website. But before we go there, we're going to read a little bit about the company right here. So let me take me off the screen so we can see it better. And I'm going to pull this disclaimer up. All right. SanDisk Corporation develops, manufactures, and sells data storage devices and solutions using NAND flash technology in the United States, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and internationally. The company offers solid-state drives for desktop and notebook PCs, gaming consoles, and set-top boxes, and flash-based embedded storage products for mobile phones, tablets, notebook PCs, and other portable and wearable devices, automotive applications, Internet of Things, industrial, and connected home applications, as well as removable cards, universal serial bus drives, and wafers and components. All right, now remember, we don't read the whole thing, so let's just go ahead and go to their website. Let me pull this over. Let me see if we still zoomed in. No, we're not. This looks pretty big, but I'm gonna still bump it up a notch, and let me blow up the screen, and then let me put me back on the screen and take that off. All right, so here we are on SanDisk's website, and we are going to look for some things we can learn about the company. So built to move work forward. Meet Memory Man. SanDisk Creator Series is the ultimate content creation, buddy, edit, transfer, and save in no time. We can see some more of their products here of what they offer. Basically, a lot of storage devices and things of that nature, which is what we read about. SSD drives, things for your computer, all your technology, ways for you to save information. Now, when we get to the bottom of the website, let me make sure I'm not clipping nothing off. I'm not. All right, we're looking for the company about us. Here we go. And then we're looking for investors. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And then I'm going to open this. We already got them open just in case. All right. About us, corporate responsibility, investors, newsroom, locations. All right, this is about us. So right here, about us at SanDisk, we keep people and businesses moving forward with inspired innovations to actualize their potential. Who we are. Our vast portfolio of flash products enables a seamless and simplified world of resilient data expression and storage. We believe that everyone should be inspired by their data to move, create, discover, share, and unlock their potential. All right, look at all of this. So pushing data center pushing data center possibilities to fuel and mobilize the future of AI capabilities. Invest in tomorrow. Powering people starts with protecting the planet. We are dedicated to responsible practices across the full scope of our supply chain, continually striving to go above and beyond to preserve and care for the world we all share through ambitious sustainability goals, shaping our business in service of tomorrow. So they do emissions reductions, water conservation, waste diversion, supplier engagement, employee and health safety, and employee engagement. All right, build a better together. All right, so these are the board of directors. And who is this up here? And executive leaders. So let's just go to investors. All right, so when we go here, we are looking for the stock information. So if you go up here at the top, we can see right here, stock quote and chart. Some websites have a lot more details when it comes to the stock information. So like this one, for instance, we can see a lot about the stock information right here on the chart. And remember, you would need a brokerage account to actually purchase the shares in the company. This just gives you an overview of what's going on. So here is the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ is different from the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange. So this is the exchange that this company is trading on, but it's all under the stock market. It's just a different exchange. And here's the ticker symbol SNDK, stock price. Here's the chart. And we can go here and we can change the chart type to candlestick. So this looks more like the chart we were looking at when we go over here. So let me pull that back up so you can see it. This looks more like this, the candlesticks, when we change that right here. So we can see the volume, today's open, previous close, the things we were looking at on the other chart. That data is right here, the 52-week high and the 52-week low. Ooh, that's a huge difference. Oh my gosh. So within the last year, SanDisk stock price, the lowest it's been in the last year, has been $27.89. And in this same year, they've had a high of $725. That's an insane percentage increase. I hope I do this math problem right. So let me try to put this in if I can remember it off the top of my head, this formula. Believe it's going to be 725 divided by $27.89. And then we're going to subtract 1. So was that a 2? You know what? I'm going to have AI do this before I mess this up. I'm going to do it on my other screen. Do this real quick. I don't even want you to see me struggle. Let me do this behind the scenes. All right. Percentage gain of 725 from $27.89 to that $725. What's the percentage gain? Yeah, it was just, I did the math problem right. It just was harder for me to read it when I did it over here. So let's try this again. So if we put in 725 divided by the 27.89, I was getting thrown off where reading it. But we're supposed to subtract 1 because 1 is going to be the $27.89. So it was a 2,499% gain. So remember how we do the percentage gain of if you invested $1,000? So if you invested $1,000 in SanDisk this year and you bought it at that $27 and then it went to that $725, now watch this. So if I put in this percentage gain, it's going to be times 24.9950. You would have made $24,000, almost $25,000 profit on top of the $1,000 investment. I can't see me and you can't see me either. Oh, you can see me. Okay. That's crazy. And that would have happened in less than a year based off the numbers that we're looking at. And this is why I'm saying, like, just being involved in the stock market, at least knowing that these opportunities is out here, puts people in an opportunity to be able to make their money work for them. Yes, there's risk involved. You can lose money as well. But there's also opportunities like what I just showed you. So we're looking at real numbers when we see that. And this was a company that was the loser today. Think about that. Well, this is the loser. Let's go back to the chart. SanDisk was the loser. So they lost 8%, 8.5% today, but they had an over 2,400% gain within the last year. That's insane. All right, let's go to the winner for today. So the company is Workday Incorporated, ticker symbol WDAY, and they had a percentage gain of 7.16%. The previous close yesterday was at $134.01, and they closed today at $143.61. So if we pull up our calculator, clear this out, you invested, or if we invested $1,000, times the 0.0716, we made $71.60 on top of the $1,000 that we invested. So that's what that would have been, just to see the calculations real quick. So let's go over to analyze. And we can see that Workday Incorporated is also in the information technology sector. Let me make sure SNDK. Yep, they both in the information technology sector. WDAY. Yes, okay. Now, when we go down here, so the company's name is Workday Incorporated, which is what we already talked about. And here's their website. Let me take me off the screen so we can read this. We're not going to read the whole thing again, but we want to read a little bit of this. Let me throw the ticker symbol back up here. All right. I mean, the ticker. Workday Incorporated provides enterprise cloud applications in the United States and internationally. The company offers a suite of financial management applications to maintain accounting information, manage financial processes such as payables and receivables, identify real-time financial, operational, and management insights, perform financial consolidation, reduce time to close, promote internal control and auditability, and achieve consistency across finance operations. It also provides spend management solutions that help organizations to streamline supplier selection and contract management, build and execute sourcing events such as requests for proposals, and manage indirect spend, expense management solutions to submit and approve expenses, and a suite of human capital management applications that enables HR teams to hire, onboard, pay, develop, reskill, and provide employee experiences. Now let's go to their website. Bring this over. All right, blow this up. Put me back on the screen. Here I am. All right, now we're not blocking everything. Let me see. Blow this up a little bit just in case you're watching from your phone. Okay, that made it a little bigger. All right, so let's read some of these things on the website. Workday, products, industries, customers, company. So their company information is right here at the top. The enterprise AI platform for people, money, and agents. Seamlessly manage all your HR, which is human resources and finance needs, on an open, unified platform with AI at the core. It's a new Workday. Now, if we go up here to, no, we're going to scroll through. Let's look at it. HR, finance, IT, legal, operations. Does this go any further? No. AI that truly understands work. 11,000 plus organizations worldwide trust Workday, from forward-thinking mid-sized businesses to Fortune 500 leaders, all customer stories. All right, so we went to the bottom, got products, where we're looking company. So about Workday, and we're looking for investor relations. There we go. So the information is right here. Let's just go ahead and go to about Workday. All right, so here's the team. Let me blow this up. Team. All right. They don't mention much. They just showing you the team. So let's go back. All right, go to our story. Maybe this will give us some more information. All right, yeah, there's more information. Leading our customers forever forward. So 60% plus of the Fortune 500 use Workday. Customers in 175 plus countries, 11,000 customers, 20,000 employees. Our vision: Workday leverages the power of AI to elevate humans and supercharge work, moving businesses forever forward. Our journey: 20 incredible years, countless amazing moments. 2 decades ago, we boldly led human resources and finance to the cloud. And now we're leading the way in the age of agentic AI. Here are some of our most notable milestones. Not going to read all of those, just scrolling through how we lead the way in work. All right, now let's see if we can find some of this investment information. Go down to the bottom. Investors relations. Here we go. Here is the stock information. Also, you can see this is this ticker symbol in this company ticker symbol WDAY, also trades on the NASDAQ exchange. It doesn't trade on the New York Stock Exchange. So it trades on the NASDAQ. And here's the stock price of $143.61. They closed up $9.60, which is 7.16% that we looked at earlier. So we could have seen that information right here on the website. I don't remember if we read this part before, but I'll read it again. Investing in Workday. Workday is the enterprise AI platform for managing people, money, and agents. Workday unifies human resources and finance on one intelligent platform with AI at the core to empower people at every level with the clarity, confidence, and insights they need to adapt quickly, make better decisions, and deliver outcomes that matter. Workday is used by more than 11,500 organizations around the world and across industries, from mid-sized businesses to more than 65% of the Fortune 500. Now, because we've read some of this stuff, we can see that this is kind of repeating itself. They just taking pieces from the different places that we looked at and put it right there in front of our face in one little spot. Let's see what else we can find as far as like investor information. So yeah, I don't think they have like a chart like the candlesticks and the mountain lines that we were looking at on the other website. But this was the winner for today. So we're about to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Let me put me back on the main screen and take this off, this ticker off. All right. So we went over the winners, the losers, and we went over the SPY because we're using that instead of the S&P 500 index now. So you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the whole life insurance link I have down in the description. It is very informative. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It just explains the power of having whole life insurance. It explains it, and it'll break it down in simple terms so you can understand that it is the wealthiest, best kept secret to building generational wealth. And make sure you guys tune in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So take care and God bless.